So the second story is Coyote. Coyote was cunning. Coyote was clever. That's E equals MC squared in Coyote talk. And Coyote was cool. Woof. So up to the start of the point in the story, he never had to catch his own prey out in the prairie, in the jungle. He always had some cunning plan, some clever ploy to steal it from the claws and the jaws and the paws. The paws, the jaws and the paws and the claws of the lesser predators on the prairie. Up until the start of this story, because at this point, all the lesser predators, all the lesser canines, learned of these clever plans, and he was reduced to catching his own food. So this seemed to involve a lot of hiding or camouflage. You had to stand behind things that looked like this, and then running and pouncing and missing, and running and pouncing and missing. And that was too much hard work. So by the time he caught a great fat prairie fowl, and plucked it and killed it. No, that's the wrong way around. He killed it and plucked it. That's too cruel. To pluck it and then kill it. It was about to kill it and pluck it, and set it roasting on a spit above a fire in a clearing in the jungle, and before he fell asleep. And as he fell asleep, the bird cooked on the fire, and a plume of smoke rose out, or something. But it was so full of the juices of the bird that the smoke couldn't raise itself off the ground, and it snaked its way through the jungle. Until eventually it found itself in the snouts of a pack of prairie dogs deep in the forest. And it just tempted them to follow him. It tempted them to follow it, yes. And so they followed through the jungle. And so until they found themselves back at the clearing with Coyote fast asleep and the bird on the spit. And soon there were 10, 12, 14, 15 eyes peering out of the darkness. An old one eye, the lead of the pack, went forward and grabbed hold of the prairie fowl off the fire and ran off into the forest with the other dogs napping and yapping and napping and yapping, and the third thing that rhymes with that, which I can't remember. Napping and yapping after them, chasing after the prairie fowl. And some time later, Coyote woke up to the smell of no prairie fowl. He didn't know who had taken, but he swore revenge on whoever took it. So it wasn't, momentarily he was following the scent through and into the darkest part of the forest. And soon he found the prairie fowl in a big heap with their bellies all full of prairie fowl, dreaming happy dreams. And on their muzzles, all turkey fowl grease. And he took his revenge. Creeping behind one at a time, and with a single swipe of his paw type thing, he stole their bum holes. Without waking them up, and that's quite a skill. And he took them away with him. And as they slept, their pleasant dreams became nightmarish, because inside their biggest extended bellies, the bits of digested prairie fowl was looking for a way out. And mine something like this. I haven't quite and then eventually, when they woke up, they knew there was something wrong, but they didn't know quite. They didn't know. They knew there was something wrong. They couldn't tell what was wrong, but they knew who was responsible. And they ran as best they could under the circumstances. Back to the clearing, and there was Coyote, fast asleep. And there was the fire, and there was the spit and on the spit, a whole row of red-hot roasting rectums. A spear full of searing stolen sphincters. An array of awfully hot half-eaten anguses. And without thinking, they ran as best they could under the circumstances. They grabbed one each and put it back in. Forgetting, of course, it was red hot. And they licked it, they jumped in the air 6 foot, and like a cartoon character stepped by lightning, their legs were already running. When they landed, they were off in all different directions. They ran and they ran and they ran and they ran. And they ran. And they ran for so long, they forgot why they were running in the first place. And they ran for so long, they forgot what they were when they started. And some of the prairie dogs became hyenas, and some became jackals, and some became other things like that, other doggy type things. Some became wolves, and some became chihuahuas, and some became pedigree pet poodles. And the other thing they forgot when they started was to make sure they put their own bum hole in. So that's why, ever since that, whenever two dogs meet, the first thing they do is come up round the back. You sure that's yours? I think that's mine. I think no, you keep it. 2 stories about dogs.